Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of the Delco Duo. I'm one half of the Delco Duo, Monica Cryan.
And I'm Jenna Meisner, other half of the Delco Duo. Hopefully you've been having a nice weekend. It is Saturday night, and we are here again to help solve all of your issues for you.
Yes, we are. And we're going to act like I was away, but not really.
We're in the show sense.
In the Delco Duo sense, but like morning news sense, I was away.
You were away. I know you were because I was doing the weather.
But I planned it perfectly so I wouldn't miss this show. No, I didn't do that.
You came back. You were over an Easter break. You didn't have like the week spring break. You had the holy break.
The holy break because I go by the Catholic school break,
yes.
And that was Thursday through Tuesday.
So let's talk about it. Let's get to the debrief.
Yes.
And welcome Monica back.
I had a wonderful break with my fam. We went to Punta Cana, and you were filling in for me on your birthday, so I brought you a birthday present.
This is what she brought me back from Punta Cana, this folded postcard that says...
That's more than I've ever done for anyone.
A very, very nice message. I'm going to wait until they take my shot so that I can show you the nice message that it says upon flipping it around. Really heartfelt.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
What?
This was waiting for me just to show me where Monica was. But that wasn't all. She got me a bottle opener. You know, I love drinking beer. Big beer drinker. And it says Punta Cana. So... You said it was more of a gift from my husband, which,
yes.
But
I know Tate.
The craft work on this is just so nice. But I really loved your endearing message. You didn't even sign it. It was just all it said was happy birthday.
I need you to know that that's more than I've ever done for anyone on their birthday.
It was a surprise when you came back to work, so I was happy to see you.
When I went into the gift shop with my sister-in-law, she's like, "What are you doing in here?" Knowing that I never get anything for anyone, she's like, What are you doing? I was
you had to bring something small that you could get through customs.
Yes.
And that didn't bog down your bag.
Yes. And that wouldn't raise suspicion with anyone, including my husband. Like, why are you getting Jenna something? I was like, because she is filling in for me on her birthday.
Yes.
So I need to get
It was fine. It was great. I think I did okay with the forecast. There was one day where I was like, it's going to be so cloudy, everyone. And then I walked out of work and it was the brightest of sunshine. And I was like, this is why it's not my full-time job. But then it got cloudy. It got cloudy and I was like, thank you, Lord.
That happens to the best of us. That is actually one of your hardest forecasts.
When there's nothing.
When there's cloudy versus not cloudy is a very difficult forecast. I think most meteorologists bust that forecast the worst. You're like, what? It is supposed to be cloudy today. What is going on?
The mainly, and then, the words, all the words.
And let me tell you something. That's usually when you get the temperature forecast wrong, because then it gets a lot hotter that day than you're anticipating. It's a whole thing. It's so annoying. So
I'm happy that you're back, but we have more on your trip a bit later in the show.
Wait until you're here.
This hat that you wanted to talk about because it's officially softball, baseball season.
Yes.
And Monica's repping some new Delco merch.
Delco merch. This is Nell. Y'all know I'm Media Little League repping all the time, but this is now just because this is by Sideline Stitch. It's a Delco-based company that just got started. Yes, I'm telling Jenna all about it. They just got started, and they've got some really cool Delco schools, little leagues, teams, other things that they make really cool merch for. And it was two Delco dads and teachers.
And coaches.
I
was looking at the website. I was learning about these two, but...
Yeah, Ted and
Eric?
Eric, yep.
I believe it's Ted and Eric.
That started Sideline Stitch. Check them out. They have some really cool lines, again, of different teams and schools that you can check out.
I can't believe we're already in the season. My nephew, he's got his first game for Media Little League coming up.
I know. It's so cute. And if you can look this good while repping your team. I know I got it backwards because... Media.
You always wear a hat backwards. I think most times that you have a hat like that, it's on backwards. Why do you do that?
Because my face is amazing.
You don't want any shade. Okay. All right, let's get to our first issue of the night, and it has to do with tattoos. We love them, we hate them. Everyone's got an opinion.
Yes. This is Lenny from Lansdowne. I love tattoos, so does my girlfriend. I've been craving getting a new one recently, but looking for an idea. My girlfriend has a really cool sun tattoo, and I would like to use it as inspiration for my next one, but she doesn't want me to. She says it's stealing.
I don't think you should want to, Lenny.
Okay. Why do you say that?
Just because it's your girlfriend. Mm-hmm. You're not married. Mm-hmm. If this doesn't work out, then you have this permanent tattoo that was drawn from an ex's tattoo. I think that if you get something similar to it or use it as inspiration, they're not necessarily matching tattoos, but it makes you think of said person.
Yes. Lenny, you may not look at this as a connection, but then she will. She'll always look at her tattoo and be like, stinking Lenny's got the same one, and it's connecting us.
We're not saying you're going to break up, but you need to be prepared for anything. I have said this on the Delco Duo before. I don't like wedding tattoos. I don't like significant other tattoos. Anything... Kid tattoos are different, but like anything with your partner, your significant other, I don't want my wedding date tattooed on me. I don't want Tate's name tattooed on me. I just think it's bad juju. I think it's like putting it out in the
other
atmosphere.
than blood,
right? So because I do have a matching tattoos.
Yes,
my mom and
my
mom and my sisters, we all have the same tattoo, and yeah, that's blood. So you're stuck with them regardless.
And Lenny, I feel like you saw something you like. And you're like, ooh, now I want it. That's not a reason to get a tattoo.
It's on you for the rest of your life.
Yes.
I think that is so important to remember. It's actually funny that this is an issue. I was just having this discussion with my mom. My mom's got a lot of tattoos. Not a lot. I'm making it sound like she's got like a sleeve, but she's got several tattoos. And one of them is she has stars for all of her grandchildren.
Yeah.
So she has to add a star because Ella, my sister Tara, she has a 1-year-old and she is the newest grandchild, and my mom had not gone to get her star yet.
Yes.
So she was saying to my sister and I, well, if I'm going to go anyway and I'm going to pay for the time that it takes, like the star takes maybe 5 minutes.
Minimal, yes.
But you pay for like the block of the time. So she's like, I'm having the itch. Like I want to get another tattoo. So she's like just literally looking up pictures on Google. And she's like, I think I really like this one. And I'm like, Mom, no. But that's not what, no, do not.
But I am saying like, we talking to Lenny about Lenny, he loves tattoos. I don't know if me and you are necessarily the best person to give advice.
I like tattoos.
Yeah, but we don't, like, some people have like that eye and that itch, and I don't know if we necessarily do, but that's why I think maybe, Lenny, you need to listen to us. We're pulling you back from the ledge.
Go get a tattoo if you want a tattoo, but I just don't think
using your girlfriend's son inspiration, I think just give her some space. You're weirding her out, first of all. But it's her thing.
If we want to talk about the stealing aspect of it, do you agree with that? Do you think he's stealing her tattoo? Or because I kind of blew past that idea. Like I didn't think that's kind of silly to me. Like, oh, you're stealing my tattoo. Like
Lenny may not look at it that way, but if I was Lenny's girlfriend, I would kind of almost to the point be like, it's a little much, buddy. Why don't you give me my space?
You're giving like stalker
vibes.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want next? My own skin?
All right. So yeah, try to go get a tattoo if you have the itch for it, but maybe don't
leave your girlfriend alone. Keep your girlfriend out of it.
All right, coming up next on the Delco Duo, we're talking about men and postpartum depression. We've got some thoughts.
We're gonna be nice about this.
Welcome back to the Delco Duo. I asked Monica if she was going to wear a hat like that for the rest of the show. She said she was. So
I think I look so cute in a backwards hat.
Why do you have the best pick reports? I get that, and I throw it right in the trash.
So that's what's so funny is I fell for it. I literally was like, all right, let's see who won.
I'll look if I need something, but I'm not going to take it for gospel.
I literally thought this was like the new white pages, and I was like, okay, sorry, all right, let's see who won Best Pest Control, not realizing that like these people definitely paid to be in this.
I don't actually know how
every single one somehow got like top.
Well, that's because it's the best.
No.
Like, what do you mean?
No, they definitely paid
What
me
do you
in
mean it got the top reviews? If you're getting a book that says best pick reports, it's going to be top reviews.
All these
Don't
companies
be ridiculous. Let me see.
All these companies just so happen to get
Cabinet refacing.
homeowner satisfaction results. You know, all of them got 5 stars.
Yes, because it's the best. That to me is not weird. Let me see.
No.
Did you look up recessed lighting? Because that's what you were.
I was like,
people there.
Did my guy win? No. Crap.
Did you look up blinds?
Yes.
Monica got her tax return and went on a whole home renovation.
I was looking up everything that I've gotten done, like gutter cleaning. I was like, my guy is not in here. He does a great job.
I think it's a good resource if you need work done, but I don't think that I would take it.
Yeah, it was Delco's best of report, and I was like,
Dream Team Plumbing. That sounds like a nice.
Don't read them out loud.
Why?
Look at that. You tell me that company never got a bad rating ever.
They got 5
don't
1-star reviews. Why don't you want me to read these companies? It's not sponsored by them, obviously.
I think it is. That's what I'm saying. I think that they are. I think
Squeaky
they pay.
clean for
They
gutter
pay to
cleaning.
play.
Did you? Okay. All right.
Anyway,
Anywho.
got this in the mail, and Josephine.
You're a sucker.
I was taking
fell
a
for
nap,
it.
and Josephine came running up, and she's like, "Mommy, look what we got."
Best report. And you fell for it. I did. All right. Second issue of the night comes from Dawn from Drexel Hill. She says,
A young couple across the street moved in a couple months ago. They don't have any family or friends in the area. The wife had a baby a few weeks ago. I want to try and help out since they don't have anyone. She recently told me her husband has been dealing with postpartum depression. I'm old school and having a hard time sympathizing. Yeah, I don't blame you. Like, immediately, initial reaction, Dawn, I would be like, you know, I don't want to hear about your husband. How are you doing? You know what I mean? I would be like to the wife, like, let me hear how you're doing. But
well, the thing is, so I was just curious. So
Yes.
I just Googled postpartum depression, like just straight up, not men, not women. Like what comes up when you just Google postpartum depression? So what comes up immediately says a mood disorder that can affect individuals
Yes.
after childbirth, characterized by persistent sadness, anxiety, fatigue, and difficulty bonding with the baby.
yes.
And then when you scroll down a bit, some of the causes, which then I think this is when it comes into play, whether you're a man or a woman,
Yes.
is hormonal changes is the top cause.
Yes.
Because your hormones go on this crazy roller coaster ride, which we both can attest to.
Yes.
But then after that, it goes to sleep deprivation, stress, lack of social support. So yes, that can impact both men and women. So I think as a country, we've gotten really progressive in acknowledging that it is a lot for men as well.
Sure.
But my mind, when I think of postpartum, immediately goes to hormones and recovery. Like what
Right.
your body just went through medically, that's what I think of.
And I think it's more, you know, for women that just went through, you know, giving birth, it's the inexplicable, you know, you can't explain why you're feeling this way. You know, you're like, I don't understand why I'm feeling this way. And that's the
so happy.
And it's also like, you know, you could get a good night's sleep. Or you could have that support. Like your mom is right there.
Yeah.
Your husband's right there supporting you. And for some unknown reason, you still are in the depths of despair. And that to me is the postpartum for women. Whereas the men, yes, your husband or the man can still go through a really tough time. I mean, he's exhausted. His wife is going through it and he can't get out of it. So yes, there is going to be a change for the husband because he's tired, he's stressed, and he's trying to keep it together.
He's maybe gone back to work and is still up.
He doesn't have a lot of support. And so, yeah, there's definitely I think, Dawn, you know, you definitely, at this point, what you can do, since you don't necessarily seem to be talking with the husband, you know, show your support for the wife. Make sure she's doing okay.
One of the best things I think you can do for a newly postpartum couple that is not invasive, because I really don't want people in my house. Like I remember, like, it's just really overwhelming.
Yes.
Especially when you're trying to figure out like the feeding of it all. Like if you're nursing, like you don't really want people in your house. And that also adds to postpartum depression as well. I think when you like are nursing, that's a whole other ride. Drop off a meal. Leave a meal on the doorstep.
Not anything that they have to do. Don't
right. Just
give
something
them
they can
ingredients.
pop into the oven, something frozen, have a pizza delivered. Like that to me is the most helpful thing you can do.
Yes.
Versus being like, let me come in and clean your house. Or no, nobody wants you in their house at that time.
They don't want you in their house. And don't be like, hey, text them. Hey, anything I can do. Even the thought of texting back.
Or how are you? Check on me every couple of weeks.
Yeah.
The constant, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Like,
yeah.
I guess drop off preference, but
drop off a pre-made meal. That is all. That's really what you can do to help.
And I understand having a hard time sympathizing with male postpartum depression. Maybe
again, the woman's is more like inexplicable. There's not.
Maybe we should call it something different for men. Like, I mean, I know that the definition itself said individuals, but
Postpartum stress.
Postpartum, or not even postpartum. Just like take postpartum out of it. Just
Well,
we got to think of a new term.
I don't know if we are qualified to come up with that name, but something. I agree with you. Maybe something different, a different name for it. But Dawn, that's very nice of you to
want to help.
Yeah.
All right, coming up next, we are diving more into Monica's Punta Cana trip. Was it a success? Did everybody get along? We will find out.
All right, welcome back to the Delco Duo, taking your issues, giving you advice, solving some problems.
I need a tan. That's my issue.
I'm not going to tell you my advice.
Oh, no, we talked about this before. Your terrible self-tanning.
Look at me.
You don't need self-tanning because you were just in Punta Cana, and that's where we get to your problems.
Yeah, let's get to my
Or maybe lack of issues. What's Monica crying about?
I spent no time in the sun for this whole trip. I was under shade.
Why?
I just didn't feel like getting sunburned. I just really didn't feel like getting any sunburn.
Sunscreen?
I used sunscreen, and then I hung out under
you're really
cabana.
turning old. I feel like that's like an older person thing to do.
I didn't feel like getting any kind of sunburn whatsoever.
I love laying in the sun, but I have got a big hat on.
You do.
My family calls me Meredith from Parent Trap.
Yes.
I'll have like one of those hats on, but other than that, like I need to get that tan.
No, I'm over it now because I just get burned. But so here are some pictures. There's the whole Tassoni clan. Oh my gosh, this was on a boardwalk. Oh, there we are in the pool. My dad.
I love your dad.
He's so cute. So the one pool, that was the baby pool. And so it was really shallow, but like also the kids peed in it. That pool was 500 degrees.
Yeah.
500 degrees. And
I understand you had, the little ones, but
we hung out in that pool because it was like
were other parents
sauna.
like, can you get out of the kids' pool? Like,
well, we were hanging
pool.
in that pool at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Like all the babies had already left.
That's why it was a zillion degrees because the sun's been beating down on it.
And we were like, it was so gross.
Tea and hot water just sounds
yummy.
like a dream.
So total success. We had such a great time. It was like our real first big family trip where all of us got there. We just had such a great time. Dinners were so fun. We went out at night. The kids had, Josephine and Bubba were living their best life at the swim up bar. Just really grand old time. We spent most of our time at the swim up bar.
So nice.
So, I just hope like my kids, it was like.
They're old enough now that it's memories. Like,
exactly.
Well, maybe Bubba will be a bit, because he's 3? So he'll remember it, but maybe not as clear as Josephine.
He'll like have that like feel, like the feelings of it. You know what I mean? Not like pure memories, but like the
feelings of Punta Cana.
The feelings of it all. But so, the entire time it was going so swell, great success until the very, very end. We get to the shuttle that gets us to the airport. And, I have me and my family to take care of. My 2 kids and me and my husband have the 2 kids to take care of. My brother has him and his wife and their kid to take care of. My parents, and then my sister is solo. And we love her. Leah. We love Leah.
We love Leah. She is a character in her own.
We get to the airport and she looks at all of us and she goes, it's a 40-minute ride from the shuttle, from the hotel. And she looks at all of us and she goes, I forgot my passport in the safe. In the safe.
In her defense, I will do one thing before the story continues. She was solo. She doesn't have anyone to remind her.
But she's solo. She has no one else to worry about.
I understand she doesn't have to risk the
packed-
responsibilities, but that's when you remember because you're like, all right, kid's passport. Hun, do you have your passport? Like that's when you remember when you're like.
I packed for my kids. I packed for myself. My husband packed for himself. But like we got everything ready.
Was she in her own room or was she with your parents?
She had her own room.
So no one was there to remind her.
So my biggest
I got
issue,
your back.
My biggest issue was, my dad, we all go through security because we're like, we can't wait for you. We're going to go because if you don't make the plane, not all 10 of us are going to stay in the Dominican Republic. You've got to fend for yourself. But of course, my dad stays behind. And my mom is texting my dad like, you better not stay the entire time with your daughter. If she doesn't get her passport in time, you better go through security and get on that plane.
Right. At this point, it's her own fault.
Yes.
Like that's what your mom's feeling.
And my dad's like, yes, G, I will go through security. I will go through security.
He won't.
Dads
will never leave their daughters. They won't. They will not. They will not.
She ended up getting her passport and making it through security in like the skin of her
So did
teeth.
she go back to the place by herself?
No. She paid someone, the concierge, she paid and said, I will pay for your Uber and I will pay for you to get the safe and get my passport and make it through. We just weren't sure it was going to happen in time.
Yeah.
Again, 40 minutes and
Yeah, that's a long time.
And so my mom the whole time was like, if she doesn't get it on time, you make sure you get yourself through security.
Yeah.
And Leah will figure it out. And my dad's like, yes, sure, hun. And the whole time he ended up telling us he was never, ever going to get on that plane without his daughter.
I knew that.
Oh.
I think that's obvious. He's not going to leave Leah in the DR and be like, all right, sorry, you're stupid. I'm so happy you all made it home safely.
Thank God.
All right, it is the Penn Relays, or was the Penn Relays heading into this weekend. So let's talk about a trivia question.
How many titles has University of Villanova won at the Penn Relays?
Okay, how many titles has University of Villanova won at the Penn Relays?
Our own Delco staple, Villanova.
Yeah, people would argue with the
I know, but it is.
Delco-ness of it all.
120. This is the most overall wins at the Penn Relays, making Villanova the winningest university.
We're fast.
Either one of us attended Villanova.
I just mean our county.
We're fast.
The slogan could be like, Penn Relays runs on Villanova.
We're fast. We're fast.
I don't know.
Delco.
We're fast in Delco. Although, again, people will be like, Villanova's the main line.
Yeah, but-
that's pretty cool.
That is, isn't it?
Penn Relays was such a big deal. I remember when we
Yes.
were in, even grade, because it's young too, like can grade schools go? I
Yeah,
remember
they
like
can.
8th graders went.
Right.
Because I had a couple,
They did.
Right?
8th graders. A few of.
It was such a big deal. Like they were out of school because they were going to Penn Relays.
Yeah,
They
Waldron.
weren't coming to school.
High school. Yeah, I think Waldron went.
Yeah.
Marion definitely.
You were absent that day because they were going to
Yes.
Penn Relays.
Yes, and Penn Relays was such a big deal, and then I think that was the thing is it was such a big deal here, but then as you got older and you started to realize in the nation how big of
Yeah.
a deal, and you're like, what?
So cool. Way to go, Villanova. Hopefully we got more of that. Delco Duo at phl17.com. That's where you can reach us with comments, questions, and of course issues. Please send us your issues.
Yes, we love it. We're fast. Bye.